So thank you both of you. Just a simple mimic. What were you trying to solve in the presentation? I couldn't get it. Can you just elaborate both of you one by one?
Okay, so let me share first things. Actually, I have solved about the problem of the developers. Nowadays, the AI evolving day by day into our daily activity. That actually every developer facing the issue and adopting the AI solutions. So that's why I picked the topic which can automate the development process, and it's automatically create the code, PR, and all those stuff. So that's why I picked this topic.
PR in terms of pull request.
Yeah.
So that's what your topic was, right?
Yeah. So that was a very generalized topic which Dhaval sir mentioned. So I took the specific part of it. That was one of the key important part in the software development life cycle, and I expanded on it based on like tech engineering effort, technical effort, and costing, resources effort, and all those stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Dhaval, like my question is for you. Like, can you give us one real example when you have really used AI automation in your real work?
Yeah. So first of all, I give the best example. Currently, yesterday I show the one first version of my product. Now you can check by today version. I already built 4 features using the same tools. So basically, it's automate like tools. So in that case, it builds their own features using this tool.
Okay, and you are a senior developer. Like, do you really recommend that juniors or like who should go for AI automation?
Obviously, all people can use the AI, but make sure whenever you generating some code or whatever you are taking a response from the AI, you just need to take care of the things of the security level. So you just need to review the code whatever they generating. So this is the main part. That's why Sahoo give the best example. Like it's already AI driven tool, but in that case you can easily check the process that generated by the another AI provider or something.
Right. So one best example, like in what minimal time you have developed a product. Any product in what minimal time? For example, 40 hours,
Okay.
120 hours.
So if give the real example, I built within you can say it's 12 hours, 12 to 16 hour. I built the Agent X.
Okay, Agent X.
It's already built using the Claude CI and OpenAI.
Nice.
Okay.
That's amazing.
OpenClue.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you are an AI developer, but do you really rely on AI for code reviewing or?
Yes, definitely. Like as an AI developer, we mostly generate code using AI nowadays. Not as an AI developer, in general, also mostly software developers prefer it. So definitely, when it comes to reviewing the code, so we need an independent body rather than using the same agent that is developing our code. So that's why I rely on tools like CodeRabbit or any other tools that are custom built by me in order to review the code.
And what are your thoughts that like will AI replace human or do you think it will just be a companion?
Okay, so my thoughts are very clear on this. Like AI will never replace humans. There will definitely be, like the topic I mentioned today, it was all about PR reviews. But at the end, the green button which says merge pull request will always be there with some senior developer.
Perfect.
So yes, that's from my end.
Okay. Nice.
Like just one more to add on that part. Will a developer who uses AI will always be better than who does not use AI?
Like that's a debatable question. A developer who uses AI definitely should be should be good enough in his core competencies, like whatever technologies he's using or not. Like he can like understand what's the actual workflow or architecture going on in between there. So yes, if he understands this, then definitely a developer with AI is far better and more useful than.
The question is because like we are seeing many layoffs right now in today's AI era, and OpenClaw is already dominating in this AI era because it's going into the OS and doing your whole work by single prompt or single text.
Yes.
Then did you recommend developers or engineers to start learning AI who are not learning right now or who are not friendly in today's world?
Yeah, definitely I would recommend to them to start learning and like not learning basically they should be up to date with the current AI trends that are open out there in the market, and they should obviously look for an opportunity there how they can use it in order to like make their current work more scalable and more profitable or more efficient basically.
I've seen your team building many things day by day using OpenClaw,
Yeah.
and currently they have built an automation for 𝐃𝐞𝐯 also.
Yeah.
Like you just have to give an extension. And can you just explain like what your team is doing in
Okay.
AI part right now?
First of all, let me share one thing about the OpenClue, because most of the people who have used the OpenClue or who have not used the OpenClue, most of the people's confusing between their workability.
Hmm.
Because when you install in local system and open the chat, so it's look like the chat GPT or other chat platform. So everyone see and assume that it's same like the chat GPT, but it's not that. It's fully agent. So in that case, whatever you require to build for your own, you just give the instruction to the OpenClaw. It will be automatically configured in the background. For example, let's say you need to require to automation in the social media post. So you just give the instruction. So based on the instruction, OpenClue requires some of the things from your end. For example, if you are posting something into the social media, then obviously it's required the credential and all the stuff.
Yes.
So in that case, it's required the credential or the token. So when you give the token, at that time it's automatically run the different tool into the background, and it's done your work. So if you think like it can be easy to use for the all the not only the developer, it's used for the non-tech as well.
So it will generate its own workflow and work accordingly,
Yeah.
and you just have to integrate
Yeah.
it with your
Yeah.
system.
Only one thing is taking care of OpenClue is about the security. Because if you give something to the OpenClue, then you don't know in the background where you use
Where it
this
will use it.
credential and all the stuff. So whenever you give any credential or any like you can say it's a personal identity, so make sure that it will be destroyed after the your work done or something. Otherwise, it will be chances that it will be used in other places.
So that's the main threat in today's world. Like data will be used,
Yeah.
credentials will be used. Claude has also recently listed 2 or 3 courses on AI fluency where they have
Yeah.
mentioned about 4D frameworks, about the ethics and like criticalities of AI. So do you think AI will use our data to train models, or it will be anonymous? What's your point on that?
So yes, definitely AI is using our data to train these models. So when you go into the web interfaces of AI chatbots, basically GPT or Gemini, they are specifically mentioned in their settings that can we use your data for training our own
Right.
models. So we need to explicitly turn them off if we do not want our data to be going outwards for training their model. So yes, AI definitely uses our data to train. And we also cannot say like when you turn it off, is it actually not going or not?
So that's the point.
Actually, when you turn off this settings, so at that time it's use your data, but it's partially.
It has already
not
used
fully
it,
data
right.
use, but it's your use the only partially data, because without context AI will not give any response.
Okay, like one more thing that yesterday Google launched Gemma 4, and I was discussing with Sahoo in the morning that it is for the it is open source and you can install it on system and you can run it. Like, is it used to better those open source model, or you can go like we should use this Claude and which are closed source? What is your opinion on that?
So basically, it's an open source model, so it will definitely be better than the earlier versions of Gemma. But comparing it to closed source, we need to definitely, as you mentioned, it was released yesterday itself.
Yes,
So we need to definitely wait for the benchmark results, so we can get an exact idea how better is it than Claude, in which parameters, if it is, or else like we should continue with.
No,
closed
but
source.
like I'm asking in general, like
Okay.
should we pay for the closed sources, or we can should we use the free open sources models?
Okay, if our primary concern is security, as we were discussing
Yeah.
earlier, we will definitely go with the open source models so that we can keep it into our
Yeah.
own system.
So in that case, the data and all the stuff will be secure and handled by our end. So in that case, obviously you can use the open source.
Okay, you are one of the developers. Like you were there even before ChatGPT was there.
Yeah.
So like, what are the specific tasks that you will not recommend, and that these things should be automated?
So basically, like code generation is automated, that is fine, because most of the time developers spend to doing the something and repeated tasks. That yesterday I gave the topic about
Yes.
that. But the main thing that should be handled by the human is about the architecture and the structure, about the overall logic and overall business logic of the project or whatever you can say product. Because these things will always creative thinking. Definitely AI will suggest you some
Right.
of the approach, but basically it's used their own past history, and based on that it suggests something.
Right.
But in top of that, if you require any your own architecture, then definitely you need to think about that and you need to discuss with AI. In this term, I can say you can discuss with the AI. So AI will give some of the idea, you can bind some of your idea, and then you make something different.
So, so both of you are like developers only, and you are from AI, and you are from specific tech, that is Laravel, and you have also been part of the Lara Copilot team where you have been building. So we will cover this part for Lara Copilot in next part, next series. But one thing I want to ask is, if AI is writing the code, AI is reviewing the code, then what's the task that are left for developers? Is there any? Because major concern is this only in today's world.
So in that case, I give the yesterday presentation, and I give one line which is about the creativity.
Yes.
Execution already doing by the AI, so we don't take care about those things. But the creativity always be getting from the human.
So creativity in terms of writing prompt or techniques or
whatever.
what?
For example, if you think about before AI, we need to build something, some product. Okay.
Right.
So in that case, you need to require planning and resource planning and all the stuff. And it takes time. For example, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year. Nowadays, if you use the AI in the smart way, you have idea. Okay. So you can just use the AI. So in that case, you can within 1 week you can easily launch your product. With the you can say is a MVP, not fully automated, but for the initial idea launch, it's required only 1 week. Previously, it's required 6 months, 1 year, because there are the certain process that we need to follow into the code level and execution level.
So as you mentioned, there are
I would like to add one point here. So basically, your question was ki what was left. So I think the actual part was only left ki where we plan it basically. The architectural decisions, as Dhaval mentioned, the prompts actually, how creative it can be, how well structured we can make it, how better we can get the output from it. So it all depends on the human cognitive abilities still.
I understood.
Right.
Okay, and Dhaval, like you are a TL and you have some members under you, right? But the thing is that we have this AI session in our company to motivate the developers and all the people to use AI in their daily workflows.
Yeah.
Like, how do you convince a team member like who is skeptical about using AI in their workflows?
Okay. So in that case, like if I suggest any tools to my team member, first I use the tools and give the demo to team. Like these tools help in this way. So in that case, I first prepare the awareness about the tools, and then after I give whatever required support from my end to use these tools, and then after I train the team. But if you if I share my personal experience about the AI, so if we go back past 1 year, like personally I was not use the AI.
Okay.
But when I started use the AI, right now after 1 year, I have not tried in a single code in my all projects that I have done. And I also work with the different tech stack. Previously, I worked with the backend tech stack only, and I have a limited knowledge about the front end tech stack. But nowadays, if you see my yesterday presentation, I built using the Node.
So like AI has made you full stack developer.
Yeah. So if you use the smart way, then definitely it will be help you, and it's boost your performance and productivity as well.
Yeah, right. That's it.
That's it. So it's like good talking with you, Sahoo. Good talking with you, Dhaval. And we will extend this podcast or series, whatever we say, at some next level, because day by day AI is getting way much higher in terms of capability, in terms of skills, and they are doing their own work. Also, our work was also been delegated to AI nowadays, because human in the loop is very less.
Yeah.
If we say a non-technical team is also making many things by their own, and they just are giving prompt to the AI, and it's getting like at next level.
You know, the things that were like so modern, like 6 or 7 months ago, they are obsolete now. Like you gave session on MCP, like no one uses it.
Yeah, at that time, like if we talk about the session, that first time I give the session about the AI agent. Nowadays it's used the multi-agent.
Yes, right.
So the already demo I give with the multi-agent, because in the background it's used the multiple agent to do work. So like there are the lots of changing after 6 months now. Nowadays you can say every two days or 1 day AI launching something.
Yes, AI is evolving faster than we expect.
Yeah. So in that case, we need to up to date with the AI. Otherwise, obviously, it will be struggle for us.
So like there are edge AI also where it comes into the ethical part. So it's getting way higher and way faster, and day by day, as I mentioned about the anonymous things,
Yeah.
where are they taking our data or not? Because if we say our data has been shared with them also to train their models and LLMs and all, then there is nothing in terms of security or compliance if we talk in that terms.
Right.
What's your say in this part?
So basically, as you mentioned, our data is definitely, there's a concept of reinforcement learning basically. So most of the AI companies integrated into it. One of the initial AI models that gained a hype very quickly was DeepSeek.
Yes.
So basically, they introduced a new reinforcement learning method in their architecture, which led them to that hype and to that accuracy with such smaller, minimal prices basically. So that's the one key. They take our data, but yes, we can restrict some points there. Ki I don't want this. We can basically configure it, and the best option is definitely what Devendra mentioned earlier. We can use an open source model in our local computer. But yeah, it depends on your hardware specifications.
Yeah.
Does it run good? Like how fast is it, or what's the accuracy? Accuracy, there will be not much difference, but there will be much difference in the time basically.
Yeah.
We have to consider the time versus accuracy trade-off and what we need basically.
Also, sometimes if you are use the open source model, then definitely if you require any specification, then you need to train with your data as well. Otherwise, it will not give the accurate output.
Right.